Mark Ochuku used to be a fisherman on nearby Lake Victoria. But fish stocks declined. He relies on his farm now to support his wife and children.
You'll get some harvest from here, won't you? But not a...
It's pretty obvious all's not well. Mark's maize crop is dying.
Here, look, this is damage. This plant
it's dead.
It's dead in the middle. The heart of it's died. Yeah. So you're never going to get anything from that.
Nothing. I expect nothing.
That's giving you nothing, isn't it?
Nothing today.
I've got a good idea what's attacking these plants.
Let's open her up.
There are holes all along the stem.
There we go, look at that. There is the fat caterpillar, just there.
The caterpillars feast on the plant tissue.
Let's get him out. There we go.
Very deadly.
These caterpillars are the larvae of a moth that bores into the stem of the maize. Naturally enough, it's called the stem borer moth. They're a nightmare for any farmer. This pest can destroy around 40% of the maize crop. But if that wasn't enough, there's an even bigger threat to Mark's crop.
Have you noticed these beautiful flowers? Pink flowers?
I've noticed, but I don't know whether it is the destroyer.
This plant may look pretty, but it's very destructive. It infests 2/3 of the land used to grow cereal crops in Africa.
It's like the beautiful assassin.
Okay.
Because this is a plant called striga, and that's a weed. It's actually a parasite. And underneath the soil here, all its roots attached to your crop, your maize, and it's drawing all the goodness away from your harvest into this little parasite. So you've got to get rid of this.
Oh, wonderful.
See those little thread-like roots here?
Yes.
And there's a big lump there.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Well, that's where the striga has attached itself to the maize. You're getting lovely flowers, but underneath there's a terrible battle going on between this weed and your maize.
Striga weed affects 300 million people across Africa. It's difficult to tackle with chemicals because the striga and the maize are joined together. A herbicide might kill the striga, but it would also kill the maize. Mark is in deep trouble.
So with your maize harvest failing, I mean, are there some days that you don't have any food?
Some days I have no food.
So what have you got to say to your family that, sorry guys, there's nothing to eat today?
At times it is difficult because as I don't produce enough.
Mark is desperate, but there is a solution, and it can be found on the farm next door. Remjuice Bawana Sewe uses a fantastic low-tech way to stop this devastation. I've been invited round for dinner.
What do you call this?
This is ugali.
Ugali.
Yeah.
And that's maize turned into like a porridge.
Yeah, so it is like bread, in fact.
Yeah, like a bread.
Livelihood.
Remjuice has plenty of food to feed his family.
The local vegetable is from my farm.
Yeah.
The maize is the one I have, is the one I'm now using. The hen is from the cottage I have there.
So basically everything here, except for the fish, you've grown on the farm.
Yeah.
Remjuice not only produces enough maize to feed all 7 members of his family, he has a surplus to sell in the market.
Very delicious. Thank you, Jim.
But 3 years ago, Remjuice was in the same situation as Mark. His maize was ravaged by the larvae of the stem borer moths. The moths lay their eggs on the maize at night. Remjuice and I are going to show Mark how to recognise the harmful stem borer.
How'd you do, Mark?
Just fine.
Good. I'll give you this lantern.
Fine, thank you.
Hold it up. Let's go and look for these moths. All right, Remjuice, Mark. Those guys there, the bigger moths,
Yes.
they're your stem borers, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah.
They're the ones that cause you all the problems, don't they?
Yes.
Look at them. So these guys will be breeding and laying their eggs on your maize and destroying your crop.
Okay.
At Mark's farm, is it the same size as your farm?
No, it is bigger.
It's bigger.
You should get more than what I
So
get.
your farm is bigger,
Yeah.
but yet you can't sustain yourself. What do you do for work?
We make fine stones. We bigger stones to make them as if we are grinders.
So you break rocks.
So we break rocks.
Things have got to change, haven't they? Things have got to change. But you know what? You can see the success, so it can change. I think you'll have a good future.
Yeah.
You change your system.
It is now. I'll have to change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The system that Remjuice uses has clearly had a dramatic effect on his crops.
So, Remjuice, this is part of your farm here. It looks fantastic.
It's good.
At the heart of his success is a wonder plant called Desmodium.
The Desmodium here,
Yeah.
in fact, it is a repellent. The moth is repelled.
Yeah.
That is why it is called, it is pushed out.
So I see. So this smells of sickly plants.
Yes.
Pushes the moth, which
The
is
moth
the pest,
outside.
out.
So that it does not affect my maize.
Right.
Okay, it is pulled because
They like the young ones, the young napier grass.
Ah, I see. So
So
that's a really clever system.
Yeah.
It's quite a simple system.
Yeah.
Basically, one plant pushes the moth out.
Yes.
And then this plant here
Yes.
is another food source for it,
Yes.
which pulls
So
it.
Yeah, this is the alternative. So the larva cannot survive
Right.
on the napier because there is a sticky juice here
Right. So
that kills the larvae.
so the larva,
Yeah.
the caterpillars can't live on this.
They can't live
So
on
when
it.
the female moths laid her eggs,
Yes.
in effect she's wasted her brood.
Yes.
It's a
Yes.
trap.
Yeah.
And it kills the
trapped
moth.
and then it is killed. It is cleared.
That's
So
clever.
my farm remains safe.
So that's how Remjuice got rid of the moths. And the wonder plant Desmodium also helps him fight off the destructive striga weed. The Desmodium plant attacks the striga weed underground before it can do any damage to the maize crop. Below the surface of the soil, the seeds of the destructive striga lie in wait. They send out a root hunting for the maize. It's these that lock on, feed off and drain the maize. But here's the clever bit. The Desmodium attacks the striga roots before they reach the maize. It sends out chemicals which kill the striga seeds. The maize flourishes unharmed. The incredible powers of the Desmodium plant have transformed Remjuice's farm.
In fact, the system helps a lot. The Desmodium system helps us a lot.
Yeah.
Because destroying the striga weed, at the same time repelling the moth. So my farm is safe all round.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I don't want to show you my maize, you'd laugh your head off. It's not as good as this.
I'm impressed. It's an affordable way to tackle two of the most destructive pests in Africa. This solution could really help the continent feed itself.
Quite a bit. So, before you use push-pull,
Yeah.
how much maize would you get out of one harvest?
This is what I used to get.
Just that one basket?
Yeah.
And what about after?
When I introduced the push-pulls, I get 3 bags in that same size of the farm.
So the same size farm, but you produce 3 bags
I could get the 3 bags.
instead of that. That is
It gives a very
incredible.
big-